Welcome to Brandt's Corner, everybody, the only show where the host is just as fat and ugly as you are. Marshall Mathers, best known as Eminem, has been on a downward spiral ever since his release of Marshall Mathers LP2 in 2013, which kind of marked the end of his renaissance with Recovery and the Marshall Mathers LP2, two pretty highly acclaimed albums. Not everyone likes them, but they are certainly more well-loved than his other works, such as Revival. And if you need me to tell you how bad Revival is, look over there. However, just like every other release by Eminem, his fans proclaim his return to form on his newest project, Music to Be Murdered By, whereas the critics aren't as enthusiastic about it. So which is it? Are the critics wrong? Or are the stands wrong? The intro track, Premonition intro, starts out with what seems to be some sort of murder, whether it be of the critics or of Slim Shady, as some have theorized. Ironically enough, this murder will probably end up naming me as the victim and Eminem fanboys as the killer after this review is finished. So, please, cry for help. This is a cry for help. Alfred Hitchcock drops the title and it's more fucking trance. I'm not opposed to trap beats when they're done correctly or uniquely. Like look at Die Lit by Playboy Cardi or Rodeo by Travis Scott. Both of those use trap beats in a very unique and experimental, engaging way. Marshall never had the best production to begin with. Hot take, I know. But this is just so generic. Wasn't this the rapper who was supposed to be known for being different? Now he's just ripping off what's popular. Should have taken a page out of Green Day's book. The rest of this song is an old man whining that people didn't like his other shitty records. So, to answer the haters, he makes another shitty record. So why is this song so bad? Because Marshall has no self-awareness whatsoever. When he used to release a record like Encore that was universally panned, he would actually own up to it and say that yeah, he failed on it, like how he did in Recovery. Now, when he releases a bad record like Revival or Kamikaze, he just whines that people don't get it. When, no, we do get it, it's just bad. Like a spoiled brat who thinks he's owed everyone's adoration. The production on this track, like I mentioned, is boring, uneventful, and just plain flat. There's a female singer trying her hardest to put some soul into it, but it's just not working out. I'm sorry. Her voice is too thin to convey anything meaningful, and it just sounds like she's out of breath. Eminem does not come off as hard or of a victim of a world that just doesn't get it, man. He just comes off like a pissy brat. In the song he says that, they said I'm just a whiner, I sound like a baby, I dish it out but can't take it, but I take it, I dish it back out, and they get all bent out of shape. Implying that the people who told him that he was being hypocritical for not accepting criticism are in fact hypocritical themselves. While the topics of genuine criticism in the industry is a topic for a whole other day, I think that the main arguments leveled against Eminem during his Kamikaze and Revival days were pretty genuine. The main critiques of Eminem's later projects were that the production was weak, the speed and rhyming were overcompensating for a lack of anything of substance, and the mannerisms Marshall displayed of being angry for the sake of being angry were obnoxious and annoying. None of these are something that a critic pulled out of their ass that are very obvious if you listen to the actual record. Lots of people are saying this, it's not just that one or two critics are butthurt that Eminem doesn't like them. Speaking of flow, it's terrible in this song. Absolute monotonous garbage that drills itself into your head and irritates you for the rest of the verses. This intro is seriously one of his worst songs, and I've listened to fucking Encore. Unaccommodating is up next with a laughable opening that sounds like a Takashi gunshot intro. The features on this entire record are just awful. They don't provide anything of substance, and they just feel like Eminem trying to prove that he's still hip and knows who's big. The feature on this track is generic, soulless trash that manages to be both boring and annoying. The man known for having ingenious wordplay and lyrical expertise is now featuring someone who literally ends their lines with facts and also, Wobble Wobble is so unbelievably corny, I can't help but at least enjoy that line. Game over, Thanos on you, hoes. On my petty shit, but I don't pay toes. Yeah. Moving on from that, You Gonna Learn starts out with these front and center slow-paced vocals that sounds like the type of trap you hear in a 16-year-old high school football locker. Eminem's thin, boring, trite, fast vocals make an appearance here once again. Let me make one thing very clear. Rapping fast does not mean that it is automatically rapping good. In fact, a lot of times it can be very jarring and just annoying to listen to. The production is dull and tiresome, with nothing of value to be gained from an overwhelmingly thick bass and okay drums. They're okay, and so far they're the best thing in this record. The feature on this track, performed by esteemed hack Royce the 5'9", is one of the worst fucking things on this entire project. It is absolute garbage. It's so bad. So I'm not a super hardcore leftist, and I'm not a super hardcore right-wing conservative, whatever. I would consider myself a centrist or a libertarian. I bring this up not to cause controversy for being an online music critic who isn't a super hardcore leftist. I bring it up so that I can talk about this point without making it political or anything like that. So when did... Like I was saying, I bring this up so that I can talk about this political issue without necessarily giving up my stance on it, just on how I feel Royce the 5'9" completely butchers it. He talks about how if people aren't open to the idea of giving black people reparations, that he will join a black separatist movement. Now, Royce the 5'9" here has a net worth of over $1 million, which makes him far more privileged than the people who actually would benefit from reparations, poor, struggling African-American males. So for him to give out this persona that he's just like them and that he needs reparations too, just as much as everyone else, is kind of disingenuous. Like I said, I can see both sides of the reparations issue, and I choose to remain neutral. But that's not what I'm getting at here. This is not a political disagreement, this is just a character disagreement of Royce the 5'9". Regardless though, the track is pretty underwhelming and bad. It's bad. The interlude that comes after You Gon' Learn, called Alfred Interlude, is actually pretty eerie and chilling, kind of taking a spin on those old MF Doom 60s cartoons that he used to use as interludes and making them more horrorcore. This 30-second interlude is so far, by far, the best track on this record. After Alfred, the track Those Kind of Nights is spat onto us in a very disgusting manner, with Ed Sheeran singing the second lamest hook in the entire project. We'll get to number 1 later. The production is a bit more interesting on this track. It feels more fun and entertaining, but Eminem does this kind of sing-songy flow that is super irritating. Ed Sheeran is awful, with a stale ASMR-esque voice that feels uncomfortable, like creeping through my skin. Food. Jerking off. Food again. Sometimes, when I open my eyes at night, I see his ginger, soulless face peering over my bed. That's some scary shit, man. Second verse is just fucking terrible. Eminem tries to hit on this girl, and it's very corny, and just comes off as kind of uncomfortable, which can be used to describe this entire track. Uncomfortable. The intro to In Too Deep, and I am not fucking kidding one little bit, sounds like the intro to Fucking You Right by Exhibit with slightly higher sound quality. It's not boring or bland, I'll give it that, but it replaces this mundane schlock with annoying trash that is just aggravating to experience. There's really not much to say besides that it's just cheesy, corny, and a pain to get through. The production is some of the worst on the album, sounding like random notes being played in a random rhythm. It is so distractingly bad that it took me a few listens to get me to not focus on how bad it was. It's like some shit that Mew would recommend, saying it's super avant-garde, but in reality it just sounds fucking awful. Yeah, that's about right. The rhyming and story are both embarrassing. They're so cheesy, and not in a charming way, in a please shut the fuck up type of way. Godzilla featuring Juice WRLD is the one track that people point at and say, Look how fast he can rap! His lungs! The flow is so fucking bad in the intro, it is goddamn hilariously awful. Eminem sounds constipated, and he focuses on specific words like how a Valley Girl would at the end of a sentence. The fast rapping is undercut by the fact that Well, there is a lot of style, there's no substance. And also that style sucks. The hook is generic trap hook, nothing to say, it's not enjoyable. I know Juice has a lot of fans, and I hope he rests in peace, but I just don't enjoy his performance here. Also, the fact the term cray cray was used in a song by a popular artist is just proof that we all need to be fucking exterminated as a species. The terrible flow just kills the song dead on its tracks. Eminem's performance is obnoxious and doesn't come across as impressive, just as annoying. This whole fucking album is just annoying. Also, the synth line and the beat sounds unbelievably cheap. Just absolutely amateur. Although I will say I do like when the piano starts to build up in kind of a grandiose way near the Rap God 2 Electric Boogaloo part. It sounds kind of nice. But yeah, let's talk about it. The super fast rapping part. The part that everyone will say that's why Eminem needs to keep making raps besides he's white. Because he raps fast. Sure, he's rapping fast, but there's no reason for him to do it. He's not proving anything. He's not saying anything. You know, in Rap God, when he rapped fast, it was because that song was about his skills as a rapper. Here, it's just to prove that he can rap fast. Oh wow, I've never seen that before, Eminem. Thank you for showing me. It's like he's trying to do Rap God without realizing why Rap God worked in the first place. I'm not even a big fan of Eminem, I just know a lot of his songs, okay? I was 13-2 once, leave me alone. I actually like the beat on Darkness. I'm a pretty big Simon & Garfunkel fan, so to hear this song used in this way with this soft piano line is really nice. This is actually a good track. I know, I was shocked too. Eminem comes off like how we wanted to come off this whole record. Serious, like someone actually trying to say something, like someone who has a story to tell. It essentially describes the thoughts that a mass shooter has before a rampage, and it's portrayed really tragically with perfect storytelling and jam-packed with swelling emotion. It actually made me feel something besides anger, which is more than I can say for the rest of these tracks. I really wish there were more songs like this on the record, that are more tragic and genuinely disheartening rather than just bragging and whining. If I had any complaints, I'd say that it's a bit corny to relate the song to an actual shooting that happened, you know, the Las Vegas shooting. Apart from that, it's still a great song though. The production to Leaving Heaven is also pretty good, with a more anthemic drum beat and a slick guitar backing. The hook, performed by Skylar Grey, is grandiose and triumphant, releasing a burst of energy that energizes and excites. The second verse isn't that great though, with that annoying flow, where he talks like it's. Ironically, where Eminem used to be able to carry a bad beat if he gave a really good performance, like in the Eminem Show and Marshall Mathers LP, here he's actively the worst part of a lot of these songs, and the production is what's carrying it. And most of the time that isn't that good either. He's so obnoxious after the first voice, with his annoying mannerisms that he carries from Revival and Kamikaze that just aren't enjoyable to listen to. Ya Ya is actually pretty fun. Beat is pretty energetic with a crunching synth in the forefront, shouts in the back, and fun drums. The features aren't bad either. There's not much to say besides it's just a good track. And the ya thing can get pretty annoying at times, but other than that, it's great. Then we go into just the lamest fucking thing ever, Stepdad. Stepdad is the worst track. It is so goddamn bad. Maybe the worst song released this year so far. The hook is one of the funniest things that Eminem has ever done, and it wasn't on purpose. It's just so stupid, so absolutely obnoxious and tone deaf to the song that I can't help but die, literally die every time I hear it. Eminem's flow is dog shit, and at this point he just sounds like a whiny fucking kid, regardless of how evil his stepdad is portrayed. The way that Eminem characterizes him, he's clearly a dick, but Eminem's voice and performance is so annoying and bad, I literally can't feel sorry for him. This is one of Marshall's worst performances ever. The lyrics should have a punch, but they're undercut by this just awful performance. Absolutely terrible. Just an awful track. Definitely the worst on the album, no question about it. Marsh doesn't have much to talk about. It's just kind of bland and Never Love Again, while having an okay beat, is also kind of boring and unenjoyable. Even if I do like parts of it, the performance and flow of Eminem is just dog shit. That's probably the biggest problem with this whole record. The flow is just so bad on many tracks. It's either fast for being fast, or very staccato in an obnoxious way. Little Engine has a good beat, but once again it's ruined by the performance given by Marshall. Farewell is fucking dog shit. Not even the beat is enjoyable, it's actually laughably bad. I like the chord progression of the guitars, but they sound so cheap. The drums are generic, and the only thing that sounds good is this little melody that sounds like a keyboard in the verses. The vocals, surprise surprise, sounds douchey as shit. No Regrets is just a trap song. There's nothing here. It's a pop song with no substance, and Eminem sounds tired and trite. In this song, he talks about MGK, which was the only W he's taken in the last few years, and he manages to even fuck that up here. I'm just sick of this goddamn album. It's way too long, whiny, mean-spirited, and not in a fun way. Monotonous, boring, annoying, and a waste of my goddamn time. There's some good here for sure, but Eminem seriously just needs to retire. He is actively the worst part of most of these songs and brings the whole project down a lot. Music to be Murdered By is evidence that the critics were right. Eminem just isn't good anymore, and he needs to Huh? Someone at my door? The fuck? Who's there? Holy shit, it's Eminem? What are you doing here? You wanna fight me? Are you serious? I could take your little rat ass on any day. Ow, 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 ow.
Well, luckily this is a YouTuber skit, so I'm not actually in any danger or anything. Let's just hope I can take him on.
You're just a character invented by me in this review. Everyone knows YouTubers are always safe from their creations. I can't do it. Eminem's too powerful. You didn't even say that one.
You're just jealous of me cause you just can't do what I do. So instead of just admitting it, you walk around and say,
okay, you did say that one, but I wish you didn't.
bitch, I'ma kill you. You don't wanna fuck with me. Girls need you, ain't nothing but a slut to me. Bitch, I'ma kill you.
Oh, he's too powerful. If only there was a weapon that would kill somebody on impact automatically. Holy shit, a gun in Canada? Now that's rare. Prepare to meet your maker. Oh wait, Dr. Dre is still alive. Prepare to meet your mother. Oh wait, she's still alive too. No, he's still alive. Grandfather. Man, this is a really good invention. All teachers should have one of these. Ah! Well, I just killed Eminem, so the cops will probably come looking for me soon. I think they might be a little busy though. Music to be Murdered By gets a 2 out of 10. Next review, Fiona Apple's Fetch the Bolt Cutters.